Hello.
Hi, Chris. My name's Nick. Sorry, I'm a bit late. I think I was meant to call you at 7, but I've been struggling to get through. So, how far in advance do you sort of prepare yourself and get your body prepared before a fight? How long's the camp, and what do you do to get in shape?
To be honest, I don't really have training camps. I live the life of a champion. I train every day in some way, shape, or form. Whether that's physically, mentally, we don't wait to be given a fight date to start intense training. I've been preparing and training, intensely since the age of 14.
Okay. And so what would a typical day be for you? I mean, do you get up and go for a run to start with, or do you start with some cardio or weights, or what?
When you live the life, things get stale. So it's good to switch things up. When you're doing something day in, day out, years and years, it's good to break things up. So sometimes I'll do morning runs, sometimes I'll do evening runs, sometimes I'll do maybe some Bikram yoga or strength and conditioning class in the evening. It all depends, but a typical day will always be me in the gym in the afternoons, and then I switch things up in the mornings and the evenings, whether it's hill sprints, running along the beach, like I said, the strength and conditioning, weight, stuff like that.
Okay. And do you sort of discipline yourself to do this, or do your trainers give you stuff to do, or do you decide what you feel like doing on a particular day?
It's pretty much my decision. I kind of I'll look at the week ahead and I will plan out what I want to do, and if on any given day I feel like maybe changing things up the next day, whether it's just a change of mind or maybe there's a part of my body is feeling fatigued, then you just roll with it and you adapt, but no, nobody pushes me. I push myself. I've been doing, I set my own training schedule, for pretty much my entire career.
Yeah, because your physique, there's never an ounce of fat on you. So do you ever, give yourself a day off, or do you eat, what you want ever, or how does it sort of work, with your diet and that sort of thing?
In terms of diet, obviously I used to fight at middleweight, so leading up to a fight, I would have to cut. I'd have to cut down on liquids, carbs. No sugars, fatty foods. Now that I'm up to super middleweight, I'm actually having to gain weight before these fights, or during the weeks and months leading up to the fight. I'm having to make sure I eat meals and get the right amount of calories in. Obviously, you want those calories to be nutritional, healthy. I'm not saying I'm a perfect eater. You have your days where you might have, you might indulge, but in general, I always keep things healthy, nutritious, and responsible, especially leading up to a fight.
Yeah. And what about after a fight? Do you sort of, do you allow yourself a cheat day or something where you can just do eat whatever you like, or do you drink alcohol as well? How does that?
I never drink alcohol. Never smoke. Never drink. Even when I'm celebrating a win, the bottles, the champagne, the alcohol, it's all on the table, but it's not. It's not for me. It's for the friends. It's for the team.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's the way I've lived my life. So it's not really people. Some people might think, oh, that's really hard, and it must be so tough to watch everyone drink and celebrate, and you can't get involved. For me, it's actually the complete opposite. I enjoy myself more when I'm sober, haven't been drunk or intoxicated since I was about 15 years old, 16 years old when I first, tried the alcohol. Obviously as a kid, everyone's trying the alcohol and you want to try it.
Yeah.
And I tried it a couple of times and it just wasn't for me. And ever since then, I've never had any issues with not, being the sober one at a party or a function or an event or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, immediately after a fight, of course, you not drunk, but you have the foods that you maybe have not been allowed to have leading up to a fight. Of course, your sweets, your desserts, your pizzas or whatever.
Yeah. And we've seen you're in Dubai, every now and again. Whereabouts do you train when you're here? Like, do you have a gym you go to, or is it just wherever you are?
Yeah, I mean, I use the gyms at whatever hotel I'm staying at. I trained for quite a while at a gym in Abu Dhabi called, what was the name of it? Because I was out there training one of the sheikhs.
Oh, right.
For quite a few months back last year. That's why I was out there for so long. Got the name, Abu Dhabi. Yeah, I have to get back to you on that. I forgot the name, but okay. There's a few decent gyms out there, but nothing. There's no particular gym that I'm associated with.
Okay, and what do you think of Dubai? Just while we're talking about it, are you are you a fan of the place, and do you come in on holiday and just not chill out after fights or whatever?
Yeah, Dubai is a beautiful place to be. The people are great. It's an amazing experience. Being around such a vibrant city and everything that goes on over there. It can get a bit too hot in the summer, but
yeah, that's true.
Aside from that, there's nothing you can't do out there. So yeah, it's a great place to go and hang out, chill, or if you want to party, do that.
Yeah.
You can do it whatever you really.
Yeah. Okay, and what about the fight itself? Are you? You must be pretty much ready now, I assume, with your training. And is it a case of the hard work's done, and it's you don't want to overtrain at this point, or what? What sort of stage are you at?
Yeah, the term we use is peaking. So I'm close to my peak now. We've got 2 weeks before the fight. So I'll have one more week of kind of solid training. And then after that, you kind of start tapering things down as it gets closer and closer to fight night, so that you obviously you conserve your energy and make sure you don't pick up any last minute injuries, all that stuff. So I'm very close. I'm ready to get in the ring. I'd be ready to get in the ring tonight if I had to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But training camp has gone amazing, and I'm in the best shape of my life, and I can't wait to get in that ring and show everybody all the hard work that I've put in.
Yeah, and do you make predictions? Do you think this is going to be an easy night for you, or what? How good do you rate George Groves?
If I knock him out in the first second of the first round, it's still not an easy night because of the sacrifice, the hardship, the punishment that I've had to go through to get to this stage.
Mm.
So no, I don't expect it to be an easy night. No fight is ever easy. The ring walk would crumble most normal people.
Yeah.
Nothing's easy about walking, into an arena of 20,000 screaming people, getting into a ring, let alone then fighting after that, another man. So I don't expect it to be easy. 1 second. What? My phone. What? I don't expect it to be easy. I do expect to be completely dominant in the fight. Of course, I expect to come away with the victory.
Yeah.
I know myself as a fighter. I know what George is capable of as a fighter, and I don't see there being any way possible that he could come away with, I don't see him being able to survive 12 rounds with me, basically. The fight won't last 12 rounds.
Okay. That's okay. And what about James Degale's last fight? I mean, what did you make of that? Presumably you saw it. Did it make you laugh?
Yeah, it was an embarrassment. It was a letdown to British boxing, to put it lightly, especially after all the trash talk and the disrespectful comments that came from him leading up to the fight. For him to then go and perform the way he did is unforgivable.
Yeah. Presumably, I mean, he would have been on your radar after the tournament. Is it? I mean, where do you stand now? Do you still want that, or do you think if you win this tournament, you'll probably be ahead of him now in the rankings?
Yeah, he's got no belt, so of course I'm already ahead of him.
Yeah.
I'm IBOC champion. He's nothing. He was beaten by an average fighter. He was number one on my radar. He was number one on the hit list after the tournament, because he had the belt. We have the rivalry. The public has been demanding that fight for years, and he screwed it all up with his last performance. So now, really, if anything, after the tournament, the number one man on my hit list is the guy who took his belt, because I want the belt.
Yeah.
What Degale needs to do is get back in that ring with that same man and take his belt back, and then we can talk about a potential match up after the tournament. Because you can't really go from a loss like that and then start demanding big fights.
No.
He has to rebuild.
Is there any part of you that was disappointed when he lost that? Because obviously, that would have been a mega fight with you and him. So
I don't like the guy, but I wanted him to win because I wanted to beat him. I wanted to fight him. I wanted to fulfill the public demand of this great matchup that it was supposed to be. And he's ruined that. He ruined it.
Yeah.
Not irreparable damage. Like I said, if he can get back in that ring and do what he's supposed to do in the first fight against this guy and get his belt back, then the fight will be of interest again, and we can plan it.
Okay, perfect. Well, that's pretty much all my questions. So thank you very much for taking the time, and good luck with the fight. And hopefully speak to you again later on in the year when you got a few more belts as well.
Okay, appreciate that.
Perfect. Thank you very much, mate.
Thanks.
Thanks. Bye-bye.